Twisha Christian. Today I'm going to be discussing what I call breaking news. And this is what we've been saying all along about what's going to happen with the global reset and gold. Alright, but before we get into that, I'd like to thank you guys for your support on the Patreon. If you guys want to, go ahead and sign up and you will get other information concerning stocks and Kim Clement Wells and everything else. I've put up a lot of posts. There's a lot of research that has to be done and for you guys to take a look at for stocks when this transition to the new economy takes place and the United States oil market. Now, what I'm getting ready to get into, and I've been sharing this video after video after video. I just had somebody comment on my last video about how, we're living in a dream world. None of this is going to happen. But you know what? The stage has already been set. It has been in the works since the current president of the U.S. has been elected. We know that he's discussed greatly in 2017, some in 2018, about the gold standard, about the dollar returning to the gold standard. And what does that mean for the United States? And also, what does that mean for the world? Because I've also discussed that a lot of other currencies will have to go gold backed if they want to compete with the United States, or if they want to be able to trade with the United States. All right, so I'm going to go by the first tweet by Team Trump. All right, it says here, President at the real Donald Trump discusses signing 2 early outcomes from trade negotiations with Japan. Number 1, will allow better access for approximately 90% of U.S. agricultural exports to Japan, sets the gold standard rules for digital trade. Alright, so sets the gold standard for digital trade. Well, if there wasn't going to be any kind of gold standard, it wouldn't be within the negotiations with Japan. We have Ivanka Trump retweeting that particular agreement. Alright, we're going to keep going down. Now listen to this. The U.S. digital trade agreement contains the same gold standard. This is a tweet coming from the White House. The U.S.-Japan digital trade agreement contains the same gold standard in the digital trade rules set in the USMCA. Right? So what is the USMCA? Okay, it's the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement. It says the agreement is a result of the 2017-18 renegotiating of NAFTA by its member states, which informally agreed to the terms on September 3, 2018, and formally on October 1st. It says here the USMCA was signed by the U.S. President, Mexican President, and Canadian Prime Minister on November 30, 2018, as a side event for the 2018 G20 Summit in Buenos Aires. Each country's legislator still must ratify the agreement, and that's why there's a lot of calls on the House to actually do something and get this passed, right? So it's said that it contains the same standards. So what are we looking for? All right. The draft will allow USMCA implementation legislation to be submitted to Congress after 30 days on or after June 29th. In a letter sent to Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the House, and Kevin McCarthy, the House Minority Leader, Republicans, Leitzinger noted that the USMCA is the gold standard in the U.S. trade policy, modernizing U.S. competitive digital trade, intellectual property, and services provisions, and creating a level playing field for U.S. companies, workers, and farmers, an agreement that represents a fundamental rebalancing of trade relations between Mexico and Canada. So there we go again. These last several agreements, the USMCA, the deal with Japan, all have some type of gold standard in the agreement. So we are at the beginning stages of this thing actually taking place. We are getting ready to look at the global currency reset. Now, this is the next big thing, right? Because if he's doing all these agreements that have some type of gold standard in it, well, we already know this came out yesterday. U.S. outlines Phase 1 of trade deal with China, suspends October tariff hike. Here we go again. Now, it doesn't say anything in here as far as the agreements or what was agreed to, but they're going to be doing like a phased approach. You're going to be doing Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. So something is going on. And that China deal really hasn't been really the details of that has not really been discussed. So this is an article from the New York Times, and I'm just pulling this up so I can get the date. It says right here, the first phase could be signed when Mr. Trump appears alongside his Chinese counterpart at the meeting of the global leaders in Santiago, Chile in November. So what day is that? What day? Okay, and it says here that this is supposed to be happening between the 18th and the 20th of November. Okay, so we could see a deal signed between China and the United States. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and say this because I have been saying and saying and saying for the longest time about the gold standard, about gold being part of the new currency global reset. I don't know how far it will go. I don't know how, if they're going to be printing new money or whatever the case is, but I have shared with you guys over and over and over again. Now, when it comes to the gold, like I said, I have discussed it over and over. I have different videos where I'm going over different articles and how it's going to change the economy that we're in now. So, this is it. Now, in one video, I showed you guys about the Kim Clement prophecies concerning the global reset. And great wealth will come from what is happening. The great wealth transfer is almost here. Right? I posted that video 2 months ago, and that deals with the Kim Clement prophecy saying that when the deal from the East and done, great wealth will come back to the United States. And I believe that definitely could be part of the global reset. That's also with the dinar revaluation. Not saying it's going to happen in November. I'm just saying the agreements are being made, the first phases, because all the countries have to agree to this. So we already have, Japan is on board, and then you have the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement, which has to go through Congress. So we got that part. So we need to be looking at those things. We need to be looking at all the trade deals. If the trade deals deal with some kind of gold standard, then, like I said, this is the next push. This is what I call the global currency reset, the GCR proof that we are headed that way. So this is a GCR proof, and I'm going to keep doing those when they come up. Sometimes news comes out and I wait a day because I want to see if any other information comes out. I can sit there and discuss something, and then the next day it doesn't mean anything. But I'm telling you guys, this thing is happening. It's unfolding before our eyes, and you need to be prepared. You need to be prepared what Kim Clement has been saying. If he's right about all these other things, and we're talking about the U.S. oil market, we're talking about the dinar revaluation, we're talking about all the different, the BBB stock, and all the things that he's been saying. And he's prophesied many things that have already come to pass. So here we are. We're on the road. So just hold on. Like I said, I still think we're going into 2020. We don't know, but it just depends on how fast the global currency reset takes place, especially this thing going on with the gold standard, right? It might take a while to get everything aligned up together, but I believe this is going to be part of it. So guys, I thank you guys for listening. Hold on. If you guys like the videos that I make, please go to my Patreon and give a monthly donation, or you can go to the PayPal. All the links are down below in the description. Any support is appreciated, and we're just going to keep moving forward, and we're going to keep our faith, and we're going to keep investing, and we're going to keep doing all the things that we need to do to get to financial freedom, because it's coming. With that being said, Twisted Christian out.